Welcome, adventurers. Here's what happened last time on the Incorrigible party.
Committing to aiding Silas and the remaining Paladins, Mia, Falzarin, and Shakara help set up additional defenses around the tower, while Shaft scouts to the northwest, following the clear trail of the attackers in the direction they approached from. He encounters a scouting party of the enemies, easily dispatching them before observing a secondary orc horde accompanied by Nyogi advancing towards the tower. Utilizing the shackles of shackling, Shaft teleports back to the tower to warn the others.
And now, on with the show.
Shaft, you appear within an empty 5-foot square next to Mia, on top of the tower.
Okay, I pop in and look over at me and I go, there's trouble coming. Got about a dozen and a half orcs, and I saw at least 4 Nyogi. Here, give me the manacles.
Dozen and a half? Who says it like that?
It just came to me, I don't know. Could have been a lot more, maybe it could have been 118 of them, but I only saw a dozen and a half.
Here, Shaft, what? Like, you want to wear them again?
Yeah, if you're going to go out flying around, then you need to be able to get back to me if you need
to. Oh, right. I can just take on a dozen and a half orcs like this?
Well, you're the one that can get down from this tower a hell of a lot easier. If you need to get back up to me...
Here, take them.
Okay, I take them off and clamp them back on my wrist. And then I'm going to reach into my pouch. I'm going to look around for a minute, and I'm going to pull out this small vial of Ale Bender Ale. I'm going to open it up and sniff it. It's a little old, but I think it'll do the trick. and down it. That's going to give me a +3 to my dex for an hour.
All right. It is a little skunky, but definitely taking effect. Okay, so Shaft knows that, he was about a mile out, so you've got a little under 20 minutes before the forces will be here. I had a couple questions about some of your preparations. Just 2. So Falzarin, you've spent your time constructing the special ammunition. Mia and Shakar will be able to get in your short rest. Unfortunately, Falzarin will not because of your rolls when you were doing your preparations. It definitely took you, that hour and a half. But are both types of special ammunition, the double bolt with the net between and the bolt with the rope attached to it, are both of them tied to the sled? And how much length are you given each ammunition as far as rope?
I think it makes sense to tie them both to the sled because it's probably not much use to, I don't know. A net might take something down out of the sky if it's flying without being tied down.
Well, you could tie the single rope to just one of the dead orcs and then tie the net to the sled, because that would probably take down something bigger that would need more weight to pull on it.
True. Yeah. What if we shoot and miss the big thing with the net, and then we have to try to shoot and hit it a second time with just the rope?
Then we throw the dead orc on the sled.
You're a thinker.
I try.
Okay. That's the plan. As far as length, would we have enough to have, I don't know.
You have 500 feet of rope.
Oh, my mistake. Okay, so, yeah. What do we say, 200 feet? These things would be able to shoot 200 feet, do you think? If they're shooting up into the air?
Yeah, if we can shoot a bow and arrow 120.
I don't know. They're basically like a huge oversized crossbow, right? So 200 feet should be doable for it to shoot one of these bolts and hit something, I would think. Or do we want more than that? I don't know.
Well, we have 500 to divide up between the 3 arrows.
Yeah.
So 200 on the single arrow and 150 on each of the net ones.
Math checks out.
Well, remember the net is kind of functioning as a single thing, right? It just needs to be shot by 2 with the ballista. just the way it's rigged.
Oh,
I will
okay.
also remind you that the tower is only 100 feet tall. So should you rope something with a length of 200 feet and push the sled down the thing, it's still,
That won't work.
it's not pulling it down to anything.
So how about 75 feet?
Math. Physics.
Yeah, the trouble is the shorter the rope,
Closer
that means
it has to
your
get.
target
yeah.
has to be very close in order for you to fire at it.
It's a bigger target.
Silas can also tell you that, with the ammunition that you have rigged up, the range, it's gonna have a range of 50 200. So it won't be able to shoot further than 200 feet, and anything between 50 and 200 is its sweet spot.
Okay. Does he know trigonometry?
You could ask him.
Okay. Let's go with 100, I guess. It's a nice round number.
The roundest of numbers.
All right. And then the other question I had was maybe something that'll probably come up in combat.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
During my short rest, would I have been able to perform a ritual to resummon Sparky?
Yeah, you have time. You have time, even. So yeah,
Okay.
you can bring Sparky back. That's not a problem. And he's gonna be out and to boot.
Out to boot.
Okay.
Out and about.
Just yeah. Okay, that's good. We have to remember to keep track of where exactly he is because I believe it takes you an action to call him out of his little Heidi universe, right?
Let me look.
Well, if he's out, it's fine because it would only matter in combat, right? But okay, so you have not much time before the forces arrive. Is there anything last minute that any of you want to do? Any different positions you want to take up? You are all currently on the roof of the tower. If you're fine up there, then I guess you can just wait for the coming
Right.
masses that Shaft is reporting.
That's the thing. 100 feet high means that even if I threw my hammer, it can't reach the ground.
That's right. And
That
you
kind
you
of
can
thing.
see the torches are lit up like upwards of like 200 feet of the ground at the base of the tower. So you have a long sight line now, even in the dark, right? Because of the torches
Yeah.
that the Paladins have set up. So you have, I think, you're going to see anything coming from a pretty decent way away, right?
Yeah, well, like, I'm gonna end up, if I go to the ground and I give the scaffolding rig up to some, like, derp paladin that's gonna screw it up, that'll annoy me.
Well, currently the Paladins are on the roof with you.
Do the paladins have ranged weapons?
They look like they just have swords.
Okay. No, there was spears, I believe, right?
There were javelins that they had set up at the front door of the tower. They've just kind of lanced them into the ground. You could certainly go and grab a few of them if you wanted to put some up top with you. That I don't think Silas would have a problem with that.
Yeah, I think maybe grab a few for people to chuck if they need to. Maybe 3 or 4 of them.
Before Shaft goes down, I'll grab and say, Shaft, how far away do you figure they are? How long do we have?
They're probably about a mile or less, and probably 20 minutes or so. They're moving pretty fast.
Okay.
Maybe we send a couple of those dorks out there, and then when they kill them, we'll know they're here.
Are you sure you saw all of them? Is it possible?
I don't know. I didn't stick around when things started getting messy.
I see.
Are you staying up high, Shaft?
I think if we try to kill as many of these as we can from a distance, and then if we can't take them all out, then we'll have to head down there. So yeah, for right now, I tap my bow. Just gonna, pump a couple arrows into these guys as they come up.
Yeah, well, I don't quite have the range you do. And I look down at my hammer. Plus, you wanted the shackles. Like, were you wanting me down on the ground?
I mean, yeah, but you can do deal the most damage down there. Get down there and kill some Nyogi, and then pop back up here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, who knows how to use this scaffolding thing? I've got it all rigged up to fall, but like, Shaft, I don't know if you've got
I look down at it and I go, "What the hell are you doing?"
I have a hammer. And there were
Hammers in the
nails.
Of a
morning,
mason.
hammers in the evening, all over the scaffolding.
Yeah, there's some rusty spikes, and yeah, I don't know, just trying to make a trap.
Did one of these Paladin guys watch you do this?
No, they were busy putting out the torches and stuff, I think. And man in the ballistae.
Well, Shaft, when the time comes, get some help up here. You push on this thing. There's pressure points. Like, it should be weaker, should be easier. Like pry it off, have it fall. You'll know when the time comes.
So when somebody comes up the scaffolding, you want me to push this right here, and it'll all fall over.
Basically, as soon as there's a crowd of people and they might start trying to climb it, yeah, or like get close, let's just push the thing over.
Gotcha.
Kill them. I trust
All
you.
right.
I don't want to leave it with the paladins, but they can help you push it.
I will remind you that the scaffolding is only 50 feet tall.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so like you'll have to push it from the ground.
Oh, what?
Well, what you didn't,
Okay.
right? You've done nothing from the top of the tower.
Okay, like, I swear last episode you said okay to me when I said, like, I was gonna create some way to, like, pry it from the top.
Well, then I misunderstood that you specifically meant from the top of the tower. You can
It's
certainly,
okay.
You can no.
Falzarin saved some rope. You can tie it to Shaft, and
So
Dangle
okay,
it
there are some items that you haven't utilized. You haven't utilized really any of the block and tackle. That's something you could easily have rigged up to like the bottom of the tower, which now you just have a rope up top that one or more of you could grab and just hoist and topple the thing from the top of the tower. So that's definitely because again, with only 100 feet of rope on either the special ammunition,
Okay,
there's
okay.
plenty of that to utilize as well. So that's
like-
that's not a problem.
They're coming. They're 20 minutes out. I explained it to Shaft, and he's like, you're an idiot. That's not gonna work. Figures it out. Rigs it up.
Yeah, I think we'll put the block and tackle around so it comes up, put enough rope so I can grab onto the rope, jump off, and maybe grab somebody else, because I won't weigh enough, and slide my way down the inside of the tower
Or,
as
yeah.
as it topples over on the
Like,
outside.
tie it to some guy's armor and push him
One
off.
of the dead orcs.
Yeah.
Well,
Come here,
do you want-
Frank.
Do you
Hold
want
this rope.
to? Do you want to tie that to the sled too? How many things are we tying to dead orcs to here?
While they're figuring that out, when I summon Sparky, he does appear within 10 feet of me. And I will, when he appears, I will, of course, nuzzle him a bit and tell him I'm glad he's back. And then have him go scout for me 100 feet away. So I can look through his eyes and watch for the army.
Falzarin is also going to do some scouting. He's going to open his bag of holding and call for Denny.
Okay. So first, when Sparky appears, he regards you for a second as if he doesn't recognize you. Then you see he kind of sniffs the air a bit, and is immediately receptive to your nuzzling like right away. But there is a second there where it seems like he's like, "Who are you?" And then he understands exactly who you are. And Denny pops out, and you see he flips around into the air above everything. The Paladins are like, "What is going on?" A pseudo dragon, a broom. They don't know what's going on, but they're sitting at the ballistae, just like overhearing Shaft's warning. Are you okay? So are you getting on Denny then?
I would like to try. Yes, Falzarin is a little bit reticent, nervous about this, but I sort of reach out tentatively and say, whoa there. Okay, how do I do this, Denny?
It's your first time, right?
He'll be gentle with you.
Denny just sweeps up under like the back of your knees and like puts you on him, side saddle.
Oh wow,
Because
okay.
you're in a robe, so side saddle's probably
Yes.
best for you.
Much more classy.
It's like sitting down to pee on a pool.
Hey,
Like that
sometimes
picture.
you just want to sit. And Denny picks you up off the top of the tower and will go wherever you direct him.
Now, Denny, we don't know what dangers are out there, so let's not go too far, okay? I don't know quite how this works. I guess I'll reach forward and sort of grab with two hands on the front of the broom and sort of try to aim and direct. to try and steer it, I guess, and see if that works. I know that he has a personality and is sort of a sentient object, but
It does seem, as lively as he is, now that he has a rider, it seems that he's kind of like settled into, his role as the flying broomstick, regardless of his little personality that he might have. And yeah, you can absolutely guide him forward, and it seems like it's almost like second nature. Like, you're not having much trouble in figuring out exactly, the subtle motions you kind of need to make with your own body or your hands. Or it seems like it's pretty natural to you.
okay, excellent. Falzarin is on cloud 9, so to speak. He has always wanted to fly. So I would go. I don't want to go outside of where the torch light is because I want to use that to my advantage a little bit. But I'm going to scout kind of towards the edge of that and stay maybe 100 feet up and just fly back and forth, see if I can see anything.
Okay. And as you first take off, you see Sparky starts to flit right alongside you, keeping up until you max out on that 100 feet away from Shakara, which Sparky stays within. And yeah, you can fly to the edge of the torch, which would allow you to see a little bit further because of your dark vision, although you are, like you said, 100 feet in the air, which would mean outside of that torchlight, you still actually can't see the ground from that height because of the darkness.
Fair. Okay. Maybe in that case, when I get to the edge and realize that, at the edge of the torches I can't see all that much, I'll retreat a bit back and just stay near the tower but higher in the air, so that I get a bit of a vantage point. So maybe I'll go up to about 150 feet, not too far from the tower.
All right. Final preparations made. About 15 to 20 minutes pass. Sparky just doing his own little guard routine back and forth out in the air.
Yep. And I'm looking through his eyes.
So from Sparky's sight and Falzarin's vantage points, you will both get a sight on the approaching horde of orcs first. Of course, all of you at the tower, though, can hear their steps and their grunts before they come into the torchlight.
They're here.
It does seem that Shaft counted correctly, 12.5 to the letter. Dozen and a half of these orcs barreling, charging forward, followed about 30 feet behind them. 4 Nyogi come into the torchlight, and it doesn't look like any of them are shy about approaching the tower. Kind of silhouetted just against the range of the torch cast up into the sky above the orcs and Nyogi, the beating of wings, 2 distinct figures coming into view. They have the red draconic wings of a dragon with the front forepaws of a lion and the rear end with the hooves of a goat, sharing a head for each of those animals are 2 chimera swooping in with the forces, and we can roll initiative.
2 of them.
What are those?
Okay, what did y'all get for initiative?
15
has
for
a
Falzarin. Sorry.
Let's roll initiative to give the initiative. Okay, everyone.
Okay. let's just do it like we sign off, because that's always
that always
great.
works.
Yeah. I had an 11. Shaft has an 11.
Shakara has an 8.
Falzarin has a 15.
I got 17.
Sparky's initiative is a 10.
What can Sparky do again?
Nothing. He's useless. Here's what it is.
Nothing.
I can cast a spell that requires touch, and he can deliver it for me. He can do the help action, and if I forego one of my attack actions, when I take the attack action, he can attack.
Attack. Okay, I don't think you're all gonna like this.
Oh no.
The Nyogi,
Fudge. What's the
see, they
range on
each,
those
on
bad boys?
their spider legs, they each catch up to one of the orcs at the back of the advancing horde. and each one of them lays one of their little, not pedipalps, but they have little fingery hands, you know, they kind of pedipalpy to lay on one of the orcs, and they each kind of take a step to their right, dimension dooring to the top of the tower.
Oh, frick.
Huh.
Well, how about
Well,
that?
that's a nifty little trick. they
Cool.
got
I get
there.
excited and pull the scaffolding down. Wait.
If the scaffolding doesn't at least pierce one person, Mia is going to be pissed at you. Alright.
Okay, next are the Iron Cobras. So they are going to move as far as they can, basically up to kind of in front of the scaffolding, and at the end of where this runway of torches had been set. Mia, you're next. Down on the ground with the constructs.
Right. I think I'm going to activate my circlet.
Okay. Okay, that's only an action though. If you want to do something else with the bonus action,
Only an action.
it's only the whole thing you can do on your turn.
It's only the thing. I didn't really look at this. Let's see.
Did you want to pop out your
Bonus
spiritual
actions.
hammer or?
Oh, yeah. I have some spell management issues right now.
Okay, how's that different from every other time we've played?
Because I just don't have them. Okay, let's pop out a spiritual hammer. Spiritual weapon. And let's use the second level spell slot. My spectral weapon appears. It lasts for a minute. Like my circlet. And I can move it up to 20 feet and attack with it. Can I attack this turn or no?
It could, but there's currently nothing in range. Well, actually, so it has a casting range of 60 feet.
The
I
range
believe,
is 60. Yeah.
right? No, and you could put it out 60 feet if you want, but not far enough to get to one of the orcs.
Because I'd cast it 60 and then it can move 20 though.
Yeah, but I believe you have to spend your bonus action to move it and attack with it on subsequent turns. When you cast it immediately, you get an immediate attack, but you don't get to move it again because you're already using your bonus action.
Okay, yeah. My hammer's 60 feet out. That puts it about like 10 to 15 feet from the front of the orc pack. And that's my turn.
Okay. Stone defenders will also move into position. You see they come out from their position against their, you know, if you recall, they were kind of camouflaged against the stone with their big slab shields in front of them. But they actually are just going to kind of move and put themselves between Mia and the advancing horde.
Thank you kindly.
Falzarin, up on your broom.
I'm also going to activate my circlet.
Okay, that makes you fall off your broom.
Perfect.
Oh, we didn't mention that?
If I were at ground level, how many feet would I be from the frontmost orcs? Trigonometry aside.
If you dropped, well, you were kind of out over the battlefield, right? So you...
Yeah. I was about halfway between the tower and the edge of the torchlight or the
Okay,
torches.
I got you. So if you were on ground level, they would be 50 feet away from you. Now, I believe Denny only has a fly speed of 50, so you could drop to basically the level of the tower right now.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Just trying to kind of gauge. And the Chimera are a little ways back behind the pack of orcs.
Yeah, they're actually, they're more like 100 feet away if you were on ground level, but they're still like 60 feet up in the air. So they're maybe a little closer to you than the actual ground forces are.
Okay. All right. Well, all that being said, I'm going to use my action to activate the circlet. And then I can't cast a spell, correct? I could move. That's better.
Yeah,
or do bonus action.
unless you have something that takes a bonus action.
Okay. Yeah, no. So I'll activate my circlet, and I will circle back. I will try to guide Denny back a little bit closer to the tower. So I'll move about. I'll try and kind of have the distance between me and the tower. I want to be able to have a way out if the Chimera close the distance quickly. I'd like to get back on land.
Okay, I gotcha. Speaking of the terrible, horrible hybrid creature that are the Chimera, will continue to fly. You say they raise and they kind of disappear, especially for like Mia down on the ground. They disappear up into the darkness outside of the casting light from the torches.
Man, they can fly fast.
Yeah, they can, and they actually are going to dash. I'd say, yeah, they don't quite make it to the tower because they rose in elevation, but they currently are close enough
To reach out and touch Falzern.
to reach out and touch Faith. The first Chimera one is within a 60-foot range of dark vision for those on the tower, and the top of the tower is lit with torches. So you do kind of have maybe a little extra sight line because you can see to the edge of the light and then further in the darkness. Okay, that's kind of their action to dash. So Shaft, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to activate the Circlet of the Wise. And as my bonus action, I am going to cast Hunter's Mark on the Nyogi number 2, which is on near the other side of the, 25 feet away on the top of the tower.
The Paladins are going to immediately engage with the orcs and the Nyogi. You see one of the Paladins charges one of Shakar's dorks, kind of getting a little confused, and then is able to course correct to an actual orc. And that does include Silas. See, the two, what were they? Lance and Hannigan, I believe their names, do land some scores onto the orcs with them. And Silas is able to land 2 hits onto the same Nyogi that Shaft has marked. Sparky, suddenly surrounded by Chimera. About how high did you have Sparky kind of flying around? Same level as the tower?
Probably same level as tower, yeah.
Okay, so yes, Chimera has kind of, Chimera number 2 has kind of saddled up pretty close to him.
Would he have to disengage in order to fly away?
Yes, he would. But, I mean, he's in touch range. If there was something you wanted to cast through him.
No, because I want to activate my circlet. Good try, Leland.
Are you sure? I'm just making sure you all have your options and are well aware of them.
No, Sparky will disengage and start flying back towards me. He can go 60 feet.
Okay, you can make it pretty much to the sled with the dead orcs on it. I guess it is, yeah, sorry. So, Shakar, you're next in initiative. So you're just going to do the circlet.
I will activate my circlet, and I will use my bonus action to command the dork 1 that's standing there with me to attack the closest Nyogi. He's gonna, how do zombies shuffle? He's gonna shuffle up to the closest Nyogi and wail on it. As much as a zombie can. Oh, he could slam. Do you want me to roll it?
Yeah, they're your dorks.
He got an 18.
Ooh, that's it. Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, and a whole 3 points of damage.
Wow.
Every little bit helps, right?
Mia is still not impressed by these dorks.
And the other 2 are downstairs, right? There's just the one up here.
That's right, yeah. So can you, I guess you give one command to all of them? Is that how it works?
On each of your turns, you can use a bonus action to mentally command any creature you may with the spell if the creature is within 60 feet of you. You can command any or all of them at the same time. Once given an order, the creature continues to follow it until its task is complete. So I would have said, kill the Nyogi. So that I don't have to continuously tell it to do so on my turns.
Right. Okay, then that means I believe you had previously told the 2 at the bottom just to guard the door, so they're hodoring down there.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, last in initiative are the orc hordes, and orcs be aggressive, so they can use a bonus action to move an additional time, and they're just gonna keep going, so they're gonna also dash. which would put them engaging with the stone defenders. Then back to the top with the Nyogi. So, okay, so all of the Nyogi, the ones that need to disengage are going to do so. And they just make a beeline for the edge of the tower. They just move to the edge of it and just continue walking down, disappearing out of sight.
But why? Why not?
Shh. Doesn't matter. They're not here anymore.
Yeah.
Iron Cobras move and engage, landing a few bites. And Mia, now that you're close, kind of seeing these in action, like, as close as you are for the first time, they kind of sink their mechanical fangs in, and as they withdraw their bite, see the kind of the beads of this green liquid from their fangs kind of drop away from the wounds that they leave in the orcs. And you're up, Mia.
All right. Huh. They're close. Like, there's an orc right there, like 10 feet away. Okay. Unfortunately, they're not by the scaffolding, so that sucks. My first things first, I guess I'll move my hammer since they moved away from it. 5, 10, 15, 20. It's not even close enough to hit him. Dang it. I'm going to move myself toward the scaffolding a bit. I moved myself to sort of like the front of it, not underneath it though, in case someone drops it on me. And
Now!
no. And I'm gonna call lightning. So I'm casting it at 4th level. So I still have my 2 channels, but I'm using the channel for my pendant. So when I cast a spell, it's going to be a cylinder, and it's going to be max damage of 4d10. So it's going to be 40 damage. It's a dex save.
Yeah, there's still a nice cluster there, absolutely.
Let's choose, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be there. Can the point be an occupied space? Let's see.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Guys, help me.
I think
Trying to get the most of them.
trying to
as you
get the
possibly
most.
can,
I think
Uh-huh.
5 without damaging it.
5 is the most, I think.
so. Without hitting any of the constructs, I think 5 is one of your best bets. Okay. Dex saves all around.
Yes. The DC is 17.
Well, clearly mind control affects one's dexterity because all 5 fail.
Yes! So all 5 take 40 lightning
Holy
damage.
crap. Okay.
Wow. Nice.
And just remember to have me do concentration checks, because it's 10 minutes, that storm. It's my highest level spell slot left. Bye.
Well, the distinct smell of scorched flesh can even be rise into the nostrils from the people at the top of the tower as you see the storm. How high into the air? Because it's actually pretty close to the top of the tower, isn't it?
How high were the chimeras?
So they're 100 feet up. So they're like at the height of the tower.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like 120 feet. I'm already... Yeah, like, let's put it tower height so that maybe I can obscure their view of the tower. Like, so that, like, fire, breath, whatever they're gonna throw at it.
Okay, absolutely. So yeah, you basically, yeah, okay. So your lightning strikes, the Chimera get engulfed in your cloud. Again, no real effects unless you targeted them, but definitely they kind of disappear from anyone's view that on top of the tower now. And from Falzern, who's kind of, I think, almost caught in the cloud as well. Just at the edge of it, I think. Because Mia could easily place it in a point where Falzern would not be in and blocked by the visibility.
Yeah, like, I doubt I'm gonna pick...
Yeah. Hey, Falzern, here's a cloud.
Like, in this type of spell, I'm not gonna pick a spot 5 feet away from my chimera. I'll probably just go for these orcs for a while. But...
Oh, for the strike. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But, though, I mean, the cloud being there, though, does block the Chimera from being shot by the ballista because they're in the cloud now, right? So,
Well, someone can use their free action to speak to me about my clouds.
Okay. All right. Well done. Like you said, so those cluster of orcs are severely injured. If you got that wind wall there, Shaft, you think they would do well enough to blow them over. Next, though, are these stone defenders who they just kind of put up their shields, their stone shields, and they're gonna just back up towards Mia and the scaffolding. As you see the three of them kind of go side by side and make kind of this phalanx, and just giving the orcs more room to approach Mia's trap. Falzarin.
All right, so Falzarin is feeling like these chimera are getting dangerously close. So he's going to urge Denny back over top of the tower. And Denny has a fly speed of 50 feet. So I'm going to use all of that to get me back over the tower, and I'm going to come down as well in elevation so that I'm not quite as high. So that would probably put me close to Shakara, I suppose, because I'm traveling horizontally as well as downward. Okay, so that's his movement. And for his action, he's going to cast Blink.
Okay.
Does Denny go with you?
That's a solid question. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
no.
I think probably, yeah.
So let's be clear. You do have enough movement to make it back to solid ground.
I think I will land on top of the tower. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want Denny to be just in midair wondering what to do.
Well, also, so Blink says you go to the ethereal plane, right? In the
Yes.
exact spot in which you are.
Yes.
Okay, so if you were to blink midair on Denny, Denny would not come with you, meaning you would have nothing below you on the ethereal plane.
True.
Right.
Oh, there's going to be no tower on the ethereal plane is what you're saying.
No. I just mean if you were to remain in the air, don't blink when you're 100 feet in the air on your broom. That's all I'm
Right.
saying.
Let's redo this.
Yeah. Okay,
Rewind.
so, yeah, I'll come and actually, if I've got enough movement, land right beside Sean
Right beside
Connery.
Shakara.
I'll land
Fava beans.
beside Shakara.
Okay, yeah, definitely more than enough movement for that.
And I will sort of motion to Denny to return to the bag of holding. Open it up for him.
He shoots up and then whoop, right back in. You hear a muffled "Ugh!" from Elmar.
Always right in the lower back. And I rolled a 6.
Ouch.
So I am remaining on the material plane.
All right, swing and a miss for Falsey. Chimera. Now, what's the perfect position? So, those at the top of the tower, again, they disappeared in Mia's ginormous storm cloud. But you can hear the goats. Ah! Ah! And, of course, the roar of the lion.
Pretty accurate, actually.
I want to hear the roar of the lion.
They don't roar like humans, so I can't possibly mimic that.
Insert soundbite here. Just pretend like I have a really impressive, accurate roar.
And they both emerge from the storm cloud, landing on the tower. Both of them opening up their dragon head jaws open to release bouts of flame, each in a 15-foot cone, which is going to catch Falzer and Shakara, Dork 1, and the Paladin, Silas, the other Paladin, and some of the Neogi's orcs. Okay, you can all make dexterity saving throws, please.
And I benefit from Shakara's aura.
Yep, it is a saving throw.
So 18 for Falzern. Roll a 14 plus a 4.
The zombie and I both got 16. I'm sorry, the dork. The dork and I both got 16.
You're like doing the Thriller dance.
It did not get sparky, correct?
No. So, sorry, 16 fails, 18 passes. Silas and the other knights fail. So those that failed are going to take 35 fire damage.
Woo! Dork
Holy-
1 is down.
Ouch.
I am resistant to fire, so I take half.
Shakar, the fire washes over you and you're like, oh, fire, no problem. But then quickly you get this feeling that you've never felt before, the full burning effects of the fire.
The full.
The full effects.
Full-
The full burning effects of the fire.
The full 35 damage. I will be quite upset about that.
Didn't read the Coven bylaws, did you?
Fine print. Always read that fine print.
It does take down the one of the orcs that Lance was contending with. Just friendly fire, and you see some of the Nyogi that were scampered off may have been caught in that blast that they stayed up there.
Almost like they knew it was going to happen.
Almost. Shaft, you're up.
Okay, so I look out. I have my bow ready, and then the cloud comes in front. I don't see any orcs down below. I spin back over to look at the Nyogi. I grab onto my sword, and I see him crawl over the wall. And then these Chimera land right next to me. So I run. I'm going to take the rope and that's holding onto the scaffolding and sort of lay it down and run over here behind Chimera number 2, which is about 10 foot south of where I was standing. And I'm going to do some sword action. I'll take my scimitar out and try to take the goat's leg off. So that's a 31 to hit. It has not had any damage, I assume, yet, so that's 17 points of slashing damage.
All right.
Second attack. That is a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
But this will add Colossus Slayer to it. So that's 19 points of damage. And then I'm going to try with my last attack, the short sword of oozes, with my offhand. And let's see. That's a 24 to hit.
Dang.
And that is 3 less than that. 26 points. So that's slashing, acid, and piercing damage. I have this broken out if they're resistant.
It seems like your damage types are all effective.
Ah, good. So I want to try to take on its tail and slash on its leg and see if it takes a liking to
You
me.
you definitely are very effective. You have very quickly bloodied this creature.
Sorry, Leland. I passed the saving throw for the dragon thing. What was the damage?
You would take 18 damage, 18 fire.
Also, I would have. So, when Shakara gets hit by the flames, she was going to Hellish Rebuke in retribution, but then when she actually felt the fire, it kind of distracted her, and she did not.
Just slipped her mind.
Yeah, a little pressing issues on her mind at the time. More important things like burning alive. This new sensation for her.
Losing more scales.
The paladins. Hannigan, no longer with his dork buddy at his side, will lay into the orc. All of them just going to... Silas, standing next to the charred corpse from the Chimera's breath of the friendly fire, just moves to pick... You know what, actually, he's going to join Shaft and engage the very hurt Chimera. Ooh, taking 2 swipes, critting with 1.
Yes.
Nicely done, Silas. That's going to be a solid 15 damage. The other 2, they're not... all they have are standard swords, but they seem to be pretty well trained with them. Because the other two are still consistently landing their hits on these orcs up here. Sparky.
Is Chimera number 1 close enough to the tower top that I can reach it on my turn with my sword?
It's like teetering on the edge. Its wings are still flapping, but it's got its like front lion paws on, and its goat legs are kind of dangling, kind of kicking against the side of the tower. But you can absolutely get into melee range.
Okay, I want Sparky to do the help action then and distract the Chimera for when I attack.
Okay.
And then I shall cast Shield of Faith upon myself. Give me a +2 to my AC. And then I will pull out the Dead Knight's Death Sword and mutter, Fuego! And the sword will erupt into dark flames, and everywhere 40 feet around me will dim. And I will come in swinging.
Okay, so you see, there are areas up here from the torchlight, right? They cast a certain radius of bright and then dim. It's all just dim. Like now there are sections of darkness, which is really only going to affect the paladins up here. But it's very clearly everything here. The torches, they dwindle to almost embers. Still just barely emitting light.
I rolled a quit. I rolled a quit.
You quit already?
Wow.
Damn it.
One fire.
Fire.
Wow. Take a bit of fire. Yeah.
Wow, what a hag move.
I rolled a crit. So that is... And I might as well, do a little smite with that.
I wouldn't bother.
No?
I don't know.
He's messing with you.
I don't think you need it.
Benevolent DM.
That would be 4d6 plus 5 for just the crit. So max and 2d6, so that would be 12. And then I roll 2d6, which is a 10,
Okay.
which is 22, plus 5 is 27.
And your smite damage?
2d8, so that's 16 plus 6, so another 24. That's my first attack. How's it looking?
It is looking pretty bad. That was a really good hit.
The
that
help
was
action
nice.
that Sparky does only helps on the first attack, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Second attack is 19 plus 9.
Hit.
28.
Yeah, that equals a hit.
Wait, if we eat this animal, what does it taste like? Lion, dragon, or goat?
As I guess it depends what part.
Yeah.
Actually, add 2 more damage from before. Just because of this blade adds 2 to my damage rolls. I don't think I actually did enough. How much damage did I do? So 2d6 is what the sword does, plus 2d6 for the flame, normally. So that's 4d6 normally. So then that should have been 8d6 total.
Okay, so 12 more damage. Plus roll 2 more d6.
That's 7.
Second swing was a hit.
Yes. And then I will do... So I get 4d6 plus 5, which is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21. I'm just going to keep putting numbers out till something clicks.
Apparently, you can do that.
21. 21 is what it is.
Okay. Wow,
Blackjack.
you and Shaft just ridiculous damage dealers right now. Both of these chimeras reduced to a wafer of life.
That's how we like him.
A wafer thin. Alrighty then. This is a crazy round 2. Okay, orcs. Bottom.
Come to my trap.
See, there's just too many for the constructs to stem the flow, as about 6 of them break through. Up on you, Mia. You're gonna take a few hits here, possibly.
Possibly is the keyword. Let's do this.
What's your AC?
50? No, my AC is 20.
Okay. Okay, a 23 and a 21. Oh, wow. They're not doing very good.
A 23?
It looks like only 2 hits. 3 hits. One of them is a crit. But, I mean, against, like, 12 attacks, that's pretty good.
12 attacks?
Yeah, you see each of them are swinging twice. Okay, so first hit is 9 slashing. Now I'll do these. I'll give them to you separately so you can choose to do your reactions. And it looks like the 2 that have hit you are 2 of the weak ones, like the ones that are just still singed from your storm, very weak.
So then, was that the one I just took?
Yeah, so the first one you've taken is 9 slashing. So if you want to react to this first one, you absolutely
can. So let's Wrath of the Storm him.
Okay.
A dex save, DC 17.
Oh, yeah, that's 4.
Okay, so 2d8 damage. So he's going to take 11 damage.
Oh my god, okay, so he's toast.
And pushed away, so yeah, he can't get a second attack or whatever.
Okay. That actually does kind of cancel his second attack, but the crit still goes through. Oh, that's not great. That is still 12 slashing.
Okay.
Okay, so that's for the orcs at the bottom. You see they're trading blows with the constructs as well. The cobras taking a few swipes, and some of their metal like overlapping scale like pieces are just flying off. Stone defenders though seem to be doing pretty good with those built-in shields that they have. On the top of the tower though, the paladins are not faring very well. Lance is severely wounded as 2 orcs gather up on him, but Shakara though, one kind of ignoring the paladin and going to the source of the most damage, unable to get through your armor. Not even close. Then we go back to the top with the Nyogi.
I have no first level spell slots left, so next time I smite, it's going to be a second level.
Woe is you.
I thought these Chimera would be beefier, man.
Well, to put it in perspective of those bars, they each have 120 health. Shakara and Chef walked up and...
You guys are just making it look easy. And I mean, two hits from one, I'd be dead, so...
Nyogi, you see them scamper back up from the side of the tower. Seems they didn't go far. Question is, what are they going to do?
Die!
Okay, this could... This is going to get nasty. Alright. Nyogi 4 here. Starts to wave. Actually, they all start to wave their little pinchy 3-finger pedipalpy mandibles here. And Nyogi 4 is going to attempt to hold person. This is almost unfair. But he's going to use his last spell slot, as they do only have 2. It is a 4th level, though. So when they cast Hold Person using a slot of 3rd level or higher, they can target 1 additional human for each slot above 2nd. So each of these Nyogi could potentially target 3 people, right? 2 additional people because it's a 4th level, because they must cast it at the highest level. So Nyogi 4 is going to target Falzarin, Shakara, and that is Hannigan, I believe. You all can make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Could I use my reaction?
If you would like to counter spell?
Yeah, do you have a counter
I
spell?
do, yeah.
Is this the first time you've used it?
But I rolled a crit! I rolled a 20!
Oh, well.
I'm not going to include Shakara in the counterspell.
Sculpt safety for her. Yeah.
That's a good friend.
Okay, so, sorry, what, I guess it'll depend on what level that spell is, right?
Well, you have to tell me what level you are casting counterspell at, and then I will let you know whether or not it immediately it works, or if you have to roll for it.
Right. Well, I intended to cast it at the level that the spell is, which is 3rd.
Okay. So okay, they do have you have 4th level spell slots, so they are casting at 4. So you do have to make an ability check. It's not a saving throw, so you do not benefit from Shakar's aura. So you're gonna have to make an intelligence ability check, please. DC is 14.
1. Freaking 7. I thought it was a 1. It was a 7. Intelligence. Son of a biscuit.
You got a plus 20 on intelligence, right?
Yeah. 7 plus 6. That's 15, I think.
Oh, it's definitely like 25.
That unfortunately is 1 shy of successfully counterspelling.
And that's our show. If you're not already, be sure to follow us at IncorrigiblePar on Twitter, Incorrigible Party on Instagram and Facebook, and you can go to incorrigibleparty.com for world lore and PC information, and we've recently started adding some maps there as well. Incorrigible Party is generously sponsored and made possible by Critical Hit Design. For any of your design needs, visit criticalhitdesign.com. All ambient sound and music is provided by Tabletop Audio, and our intro and outro music was created by Josh Jarvis. You can reach him at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com. Happy adventuring!